My name is Miriam. I always felt different from the other girls my age. They all seemed so quiet. Well, I wanted to sing aloud and make up poems to perform. I always wanted to be the leader too, because I always had the best ideas. But not everybody really liked that. And sometimes I just wished I was more like everybody else. I remember when my second baby brother was born. Mama said we had to keep him real quiet. We didn't tell my little brother Aaron why, because he wouldn't understand. But I knew. It was because if any of the Egyptian people knew we had a baby boy in the house, they would throw him in the river. Now that may sound kind of funny to you, but that was the king's order. Mama said I could help keep baby brother quiet. So I took care of him and played with him every day. I loved him very much. But then a sad day came. Mama said we couldn't keep baby brother anymore. He was getting too big and too loud. It wasn't my fault, it's just what babies do. So, Mama did a funny thing. She said she prayed about it first, and then she took a basket and fixed it just right, and she put baby brother in it. Then she told me to come with her, so I did. We went all the way to the river, and Mama put baby brother down next to it. Then she said she looked kind of suspicious hanging around by the river, so she had to go home. But she said I could stay and hide and watch to see what happened. So I did. I hid behind some tall reeds, and I was so quiet. That's really hard for me. Baby brother was quiet too. I think he fell asleep. Well, seemed like a long time. But then I heard voices. I looked. It was Egyptians. I could tell by the funny clothes they were wearing. They were getting closer. I looked again. It was the Egyptian princess. I knew because I'd seen her before. She was beautiful. She spotted the basket, and she asked one of her maids to bring it to her. I was worried. What would she do? She was the king's daughter. Well, when she saw baby brother, she thought he was beautiful, and she decided to keep him. And then baby brother did the best thing. He woke up and he started to cry. And that was really good, because then the princess started looking around like, what do I do now? Because she couldn't feed baby brother. And that's when I knew just what I had to do and what I had to say. Now other girls my age might have been afraid to talk up to that old princess, but I wasn't. I walked right up to her and said, would you like me to find one of the Hebrew women to nurse him for you? And she said yes. I was excited. I ran all the way home, and who do you think I got? I got Mama. I brought her back with me to the princess, and Mama looked real serious, like she'd never ever seen that baby before. And the princess asked her to nurse him for her, and she said she'd even pay her for it. Can you imagine being paid to nurse your own baby? So we took baby brother home, only now he had a name. The princess had named him Moses, because she drew him out of the water. When we got him home and he was in Mama's arms again, do you know what she said? She said this was all part of God's plan. This was the answer to our prayers. God must have special plans for Moses. I thought about that, and I thought, well, if all of this was God's plan, then I must have been part of God's plan too. The way I helped take care of baby brother, and the way I could talk right up to that old princess. And I got to thinking, maybe it wasn't so bad to be made the way I was. I realize now that God must have special plans for me, just the way I am. And you know what? He must have special plans for you too, just the way you are.